Hey guys, what's going on? This is your caster, Master Cloud, and I am back for another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King expansion. Today's matchup is going to be a 2 versus 2, taking place on none other than Stonewain Valley. Spawning in the front 3 o'clock side is going to be myself, and I am spawning as Men or Gondor. My ally spawning in the far right 3 o'clock side is going to be Peregan. He is also spawning as Gondor. Our opponent across the way in the 9 o'clock position, the front 9 o'clock position, is going to be Mike. He is spawning as Agmar, and his ally spawning in the far left 9 o'clock position is going to be SSS 0317. Now you can see already that heroes are being pumped up. That is, of course, because this is a 4K game. Each player starting off with 4,000 resources, and that allows you to get out some very early and fast heroes here. Now, I should mention, you guys, that this was played on the 2.01 patch, so it is the official 2.01 patch that this game is on. And I don't know if you guys have been watching my channel or not lately, but we've seen a lot of 2.02 games. We've seen a lot of games on the Fords of Eisen, and I just thought it would be nice for a little bit of a change up here, as we got some 2v2 action going, as we got some 2.01 action going, and as we got a different map other than Fords of Eisen, which by all means is a great map. But after watching several games on it, I got a little tired of it, so it's decided to switch it up a little bit. We will see, we'll see how this game actually unfolds here. Now, as you can see, myself and my ally Peregan, each going for that Aragorn Boromir start. Let's go ahead and check the Agmar players. Mike has gone for Morgomir as well as Hwaldir, and his ally to the top side here has actually gone for Hwaldir as well as Karsh. Now Karsh, one of my personal favorite heroes in the game, as even though he only has a couple of abilities here, I think that they're just really awesome, especially the Whisper of Death ability, incredibly powerful single unit destructive killing power. And I just really like the look of Karsh. I don't know, something about him just really makes me think he's a great hero, as he's kind of floating along there, no legs. Definitely a cool hero. Now on the bottom side, it looks like some of my forces here going to actually get captured here, and I did command Aragorn to run away, but he is in fact staying way too long and definitely will get taken out there by those heroes. And all of a sudden I am down one of my strongest hero. Boromir, managing to survive, is up to level 2, but all of a sudden I'm in a huge disadvantage. Let's check at the top to see how my ally Peregan is doing. It looks like he has pushed forward, killed the lair here, might begin to capture some of this gold. It looks like some of it might be grabbed by the opponent, but looks like nope, Peregan will get most of it there, and is going to begin to chase down some of these Agmar units, as they will have to flee. They do not have the necessary backup at this point, and he is going to continue to chase those down. We'll be able to grab that outpost as well. Meanwhile, on the south side, my opponent has managed to grab the outpost himself, and I've been backed into a corner at this point, pumping out several spearmen. Nothing else quite yet on the way. I have started to dot my side of the map with farms to try and get that income going as quickly as possible. Boromir going out to the front. It looks like the signal fire is going to be captured here by Mike. Boromir getting a little overzealous here. Will have to fall back, as he does not want to engage these spearmen by himself right now without additional reinforcements, and here they come. However, at the same time, we do have Hwaldir's huge troop of several units of pikemen, several units of the axe throwers, and they will begin to move down here quickly, no doubt, to begin aiding in this battle. Towards the top side, SSS now pushing back forward now that he has troops back out on the field. Where has my purple ally gone? It looks like he is actually making a huge play straight down the middle here. The red player, Mike, is not going to be prepared for this. There's several heroes in this army as well. Aragorn, almost level 3, and with that level 2, of course, gives him that Blade Master ability, and will be charging the fortress down here, focusing it down, it would appear. Aragorn needs to activate that Blade Master as fast as possible. Would love to see a rally call here if he has it. We do actually have a heal, though, being bought from both myself and Peregan. So I think right here the rally call would have been more efficient, but this fortress is going to take a ton of damage and may actually go down. Not significantly fast, but the red player now pulling back his troops. Mike trying to save his fortress, but with Aragorn Blademaster, this fortress is going to fall. And my ally here doing an excellent job of ramming down the throat of our opponents here, all of his troops, and managing to take out several buildings. Aragorn now up to level 5. That grants the leadership bonus. Boromir throws down the horn. these troops are now completely surrounded. Aragorn attempting to retreat. Where are my troops? Looks like Boromir are on the bottom side. My Aragorn now back on the field. But at this point, I'm being a huge hindrance to my ally as he has done the vast majority of the work here. Aragorn attempting to escape. Looks like he is heading down towards my troops to gain some additional allies, as all of his troops are basically killed at this point. I think the only remaining building for Mike is going to be this one right here. Looks like he does have a builder, and he will begin to set up an additional Hall of the King's Men there. But my opponent here, our opponent here, severely crippled. Aragorn taking a lot of damage. Is going to be running up the front. Cars chasing him down. Aragorn needs to activate that Athelos ability should he get a moment there. But it looks like a couple of axes from the back is going to take out Aragorn. Hwaldir moving up the center now. Boromir has managed to survive, can join in this battle. I am now pulling back some of my forces to protect him, as this battle has basically come to the front of my doorstep here. Karch up to level 3 is continuing to push forward. Boromir has joined this battle. He's already used his horn prior to this, so it will be just a moment here. Hwaldir is still in here, set on an aggressive stance. Does grant that Hillman leadership ability. There goes a heal down to protect some of our troops, and with that heal, I think Angmar realizes that they need to fall back. Aragorn attacking from the backside as well. So a couple of these last troops may get taken out. An additional attack, though, is coming from the south side now from Mike, as he is very angry that his fortress got destroyed so early in the game and is now making a huge push. Boromir throws down the horn. It doesn't look like it stunned. Oh, it actually stunned the troops up here. So that was this Boromir. And my Boromir, his horn is now up as well. So there goes down that horn. These troops are temporarily stunned. Aragorn throws on the Blademaster ability in an attempt to scare away some of these Hillmen. Hwaldir does manage to get out a Summon Hillman ability. But with Aragorn hot on their tail, these heroes are not going to be able to stay here for long. My ally, Peregan, now has a couple of archers out to go ahead and back up this front force. Aragorn finally grabbing a level there. There is a heroic statue built over on the south side here. That was by me, but it actually hasn't come into play quite yet. These last troops going to get cleaned up, and it looks like for now we will go ahead and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look back at our opponent's base. No fortress has been rebuilt at this point. He has these 2 Hall of the King's Men only at this point. Rogash is now out for SSS, and no doubt my enemy Mike towards the front here is saving up, and that's exactly what he's doing. He is going to start rebuilding that fortress here. So as that goes up, we'll actually have to see if he can manage to come back in this game. For now, my ally moving across the top side has held this outpost the entire time, while Mike has held this outpost the entire time, so he's still making some decent income. And now there's a huge force pushing through the center. And at this point, we have very little to defend it. I have a couple of heroes, and that is about it. Now, many of you may be asking, where is all of my resources going? And the answer to that question is going to be right here. I have built the stables on the second level of this building, or on the second level of this map here. Or actually, I guess it would be the third level if you count this is the first, the second, and the third. And I have started to pump out a couple units of Coda. How close am I to actually having enough to buy another unit? Let me check here. Looks like I just spent some money, and it is going to be thrown into another unit of Coda. So a couple of units of Coda out. As many of you may have been watching recently, the Coda have come into incredible, significant key parts of some previous games that I've been casting. So I decided, hey, why not give them out a try, as I have lost a ton of units already in this game. Let's just go for some Coda and see what happens. Aragorn and Boromir are now chasing down a good degree of these troops. The Thrallmaster is stuck in the back. They will get focused down, and with those, their entire troops immediately disband, of course, as soon as they die. A couple of Angmar units charging up the front. Might be able to get some damage done here, but the Archer Tower should be enough to hold them off, albeit temporarily. There's a lot of arrows coming out, and these units are going to fall before they even get hardly any damage done. Now, Coda moving out across the map. We will have to see where I decide to send those units. My ally, Peregan, and me, looks like we are moving a little bit farther forward, but decided to fall back. Aragorn is going to stay and fight, has activated that Blademaster ability. With that, these troops fall back. But the Knights of Dalamroth now showing up. The fortress is just now completing, but is beginning to take damage from these Knights of Dalamroth. They deal so much damage. They are set to the aggressive stance. A couple units going down here. Hwaldir attempting to to stop these Coda, but they're just dealing so much damage. They have a pretty good surround, and the fortress will once again fall for Mike. He just got it back up, but instead he loses it right away again. A couple of the knights going down. Looks like 3 in that second group will survive. Aragorn moving in towards the front. Boromir grabs an additional level as well. Aragorn is taking a lot of damage, needs to fall back. I'll actually see if I get him out of there in time. Boromir, full health, definitely will survive. The Knights of Dalamroth now moving to that second fortress. The rally call goes down, and this fortress is going to start to take a lot of damage here, as SSS will also lose his fortress, as these Knights of Dalamroth just dealing insane amounts of damage. Might be able to pick up the builder here. And does SSS have an additional builder out on the field? I'm not sure, but if he doesn't, this may be, he only may have a couple of buildings remaining. Actually, this is Mike's building, so Mike will lose that very quickly as these Coda continue to deal large amounts of damage. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, a huge force from SSS has moved across Rogash. Rogash, as well as Waldir and Karsh, are dealing terrible damage to this fortress. Waldir is in here as well, swinging away at the fortress, but with that horn of Boromir that went down, the units were temporarily stunned, and they're taking a lot of damage. Aragorn now using the Elendil ability to scatter the forces, and this fortress might actually survive. Peregan here doing an excellent job protecting his fortress. All of these arrows towers just dealing so much damage as these troops just do not have the damage they need. I mean, these axe throwers basically do nothing against the fortress. He needs pikemen, but he's lost the majority of them, and I think with that Blade Master used by Aragorn, all the heroes were chased or killed, chased away or killed. And with that, I think actually did they all actually die to Aragorn? Wow. That may have been how he ended up picking. It looks like Morgamir escaped, but that's hardly a consolation prize considering how much damage he actually did, which was very insignificant. Meanwhile, these Knights of Dalamroth still running around the backside of the base, causing to be extremely pesky. Looks like we do have a remaining builder here for SSS, as well as actually he has 2 builders actually left, so he must have built a third one throughout the game, as this fortress will go. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, no, he does actually have these 2. I thought this one was going to start building that fortress, but he actually has several builders here, so he will begin to rebuild that fortress. These Knights of Dalamroth running into a little bit of trouble. Charge into the pikemen there. Need to go around the outside. They are level 6, so you do not want to lose these at this point. There goes an arrow drop down in an attempt to take out some of these units. Will take out about half of them, but these Knights need to escape as they are being completely surrounded now by spearmen. You can see these units trying to box them in as much as possible. The Knights trying to escape. It looks like they might just be cornered, but the pikemen make a weird turn, and the Knights manage to get around them somehow, some way, and will escape through the front of this base amazingly, as these Knights are incredibly annoying to deal with. Here comes a huge attack now from Peregan as he is moving up towards the north side. Mike and SSS still reeling as both of their fortresses are down. Looks like this fortress at about 60%. And of course he cannot rebuild those key heroes like Karsh, like Hawaldir, until that building is back up. So of course he is very eager to get that 200%, as well as giving him those power points back. Looks like he has 12 to spend. Peregan spending some on a rebuild, it looks like here, and myself, I do have the heal, the rally call, as well as the arrow volley. No high volume spells out on the field quite yet. Looks like Boromir has returned to the field, or at least is defending the fortress back here. I have thrown down a dormitory expansion to help protect my base. There's still a lot of Angmar units out on the field. Morgamir up to level 4, Hawaldir at level 6 and about 99%. Almost level 7. We do have the fire arrows upgrade for these men. However, they are going to be completely surrounded at this point. Aragorn may be able to stay them off temporarily with that Blade Master. Morgamir taking a lot of damage here. SSS does not want to lose that hero. Might be chased down. Aragorn deciding he will let him go for now and will instead engage the other Morgamir. There goes an arrow drop down to take out a majority of those summoned orcs. Morgamir here taking a lot of damage. Hawaldir in the thick of things as well. I think that there is actually enough troops here, though, to get a pretty good surround, and Boromir going to go down. There's the Tom Bombadil summon. No, the heal goes down to protect these troops as they will continue to survive, and with Tom Bombadil in here, There might actually be enough for Peregan to win this battle. Where are my troops is the better question. Looks like a couple of Rangers moving out across the map. Aragorn now on the field as well. These pesky Kodos still running around up to level 7 and actually find this full fortress. Can one unit of Koda actually take down this fortress? Looks like they will come around the backside here, put an aggressive stance. SSS realizes to begin building stuff around his troop, but now that they are at level 7, they can activate that Charge of Glory. There goes the 50% extra damage, and SSS loses his fortress, and that was his last building, and SSS is eliminated. This one unit of Koda being extremely annoying as they have no way to actually chase those down. The fortress is rebuilt here for Mike, but it's already at about half health as it's taking extreme amounts of damage. My force is basically just sitting back at this point. Aragorn up in the front, beginning to work down that fortress. Morgamir attempting to find him from the back. Boromir refocuses, though, and Morgamir is taking a lot of damage. Boromir might go down first. It looks like Aragorn dies, and then Boromir dies, but also, well, I guess all three of those heroes died. Was it worth it? I would say at this point, probably. It looks like my Koda here finally going to get taken out. But they have done significant damage to the economy and the moral, I don't know, support, or the I don't know what to call it, but no doubt their minds are crippled right now as Mike has lost his partner, has no way to deal with. I guess he has a large army, but is it actually going to be enough to take out 2 enemy players? He is moving out across the map. He has taken out a couple of heroes, so this might actually be enough to push through here. But there's several Rangers here, Boromir here as well. These archers can always be entered into that dormitory expansion to throw on some additional damage and protection for them. Actually, it doesn't increase their damage, but it will increase their protection temporarily until that dormitory expansion collapses. Mike actually stopping here to grab the signal fire. I'm not sure if that's the best idea at this point. The builder here cut out a little bit in the open. We'll take some preliminary damage, but should manage to escape. We'll begin to focus down this farm. I think he needs to go for an all-out attack before those heroes get back out on the field for SSS. But I think he waited a little too long. Aragorn now back on the field, level 6. Boromir, level 7, making his way back towards the front, and there's plenty of troops here. And despite this large army for Angmar, I'm not sure it's large enough to actually deal the damage that he needs to get done against 2 players, as his forces are severely crippled. The fire arrows upgrade now being added to my troops as well, as this battle looks like it might be coming to a conclusion pretty shortly here as our forces continue to grow. There's the targeted experience ability, and all of those units pretty happy about that. As you can see, a couple of them actually leveling up there. We are going to have an engagement here by Peregan. He does move in and begin attacking these Angmar troops. It was actually a little early for me, if I remember this correctly. I didn't want him to go quite yet because my horn was not up, but his was, and that was going to be enough to freeze all of those units. There goes the Winds of Fury, I believe it's called, or the Fellwind, rather, ability down to bring those troops together. But there goes the rally call down, and I think there's plenty of troops here to actually end up taking out all these units. There goes the second horn down by my Boromir, and I was waiting momentarily to throw out an arrow volley. That's why I didn't want him to quite go yet, but there goes down the arrow volley. All of these troops going to get taken out by that, and this game is completely over as Mike realizes he has lost. So I hope you guys enjoyed that cast. I know it wasn't the most intense game, but I liked how a couple of fortresses went down, how it looked bad for me in the beginning, and my ally ended up saving me there. So thank you very much to Peretuk, as well as to Mike and SSS. I hope everybody enjoyed that game. And guys, definitely stay tuned for more casts, more tournament games from GameReplays.org, as well as more games in both 2.01 and 2.02. Master Cloud, signing out.